Good morning, everyone. My name is Mike Bell. I'm the outgoing chair of NADP and thus have been tasked with the Wednesday morning announcements. For those participating in the poster session, we're going to be doing them in the atrium out here, and you can start putting them up around 5:30, hoping to get them done by 6. The poster session is going to start at 6:30, and hors d'oeuvre, yeah, this is a great morning. I haven't had my coffee yet. Hors d'oeuvres will be served, and there will be a cash bar. There's also a student breakfast tomorrow morning. If you meet at the hotel breakfast area, it's 7:45. For all of the site operator awards, Anita has protective sleeves at the front desk for them. Additionally, the last 2 days, we've had some conversations about potentially moving this fall science symposium into the spring meeting. There's a QR code at the check-in where you can take a survey and provide some feedback on if that works for you and what your preferences are. So we'd really appreciate, especially those who are just here for the science symposium, what you think about that. And with that, I have the great honor of passing the NADP mallet to Melissa Puchalski, our incoming chair and organizer of this meeting. This mallet has been signed by all previous chairs of the NADP, so it's full of wisdom and leadership and guidance for the challenging days that some science organizations may have ahead. So thank you for all your work putting this together, Melissa, and I'm excited for the science.
Okay. It's $1 if you want to use that to smash something. So welcome to Duluth. The sun is finally out today, which is beautiful. I want to start by thanking the program office for all that they've done to make this meeting happen. As always, David Gay, Richard, Jim, Anita, they make sure that we have all our AV, snacks, coffee, which is important today. So thank you guys. I guess we can just get started. We're a couple minutes late. So I just wanted, I'm not going to go around the room and do the full introductions and do online introductions, but I did want to just have folks stand up. For those not familiar with NADP, there's a committee structure. Mike mentioned he's outgoing chair, vice chair. We're the two here from the executive committee today. And then there are numerous committees and science committees and chairs. So if you're one of the chairs of the network operations committee or education outreach or the science committees, could you stand up and just wave? And if, folks need anything, these are the people that know what's going on and can help answer questions going forward. Thank you. So we have a really full agenda. This year, of course, the theme is protecting the health of communities and ecosystems in a changing climate. We're at a very pivotal moment this morning, faced with battling, increasing frequency of wildfires, drought, extreme events, and how are these events impacting communities and ecosystems. This program has the data that is fundamental to understanding those impacts. So the sessions, there's many talks around those themes. Of course, there's the poster session this evening that Mike mentioned, and I was told to remind everybody that there's food. Don't eat ahead of time because we spent a lot of money on the food. So Anita will walk around and make sure you're eating at the poster session. And then also there's a field trip on Friday at the Wolf Ridge Environmental Learning Center. We'll do a little hike there, see the monitoring site, learn about how they integrate their data and science into the curriculum for students and teachers and other organizations that come through there. We will not have snow, which is exciting for some. And we'll also stop at Gooseberry Falls State Park on the way up. So looking forward to that. And if you want to go on the field trip and haven't signed up, there's still room on the bus. So you can talk to Anita out at the front desk. So one of the jobs here is to recognize all of our site operators that go out into the field every Tuesday morning. There are several, I think David said there's 45 operator awards this year, so I'm not going to read all of them, but just note these are the 5-year operator awards for NTN, MDN, AMON, MLN. So thank you for all of your hard work. We have the awards up on the table here, and we'll make sure that they get out to all the site operators. Continuation of the 5-year awards, the 10-year awards, again, going out every Tuesday for 10 years is true dedication. 15-year awards, we have Jerry Crooks, Gary Sigworth, Fred Curry, Jason Standowski, Vicki Kelly, Fred Armstrong. And then 20-year awards, we have Max Smith, Mark Castro, Josh Ray, Liz Garcia. Thank you for everything that you have done. And then 25-year awards, we have Jimmy Bishop, Nathan Hall, Kevin Horner, and Jean Brooks. And finally, we have one 30-year award, Harwell Beckwith. So if you are one of the operators receiving award, and you're in the room, could you stand up? I don't think we can see people online. But if you're online, you could also turn your camera on. It's okay. No. Okay. Well, yeah, like I said, we'll get the awards out to all our operators. Thank you. Finally, I'm gonna have Beck come up here and announce the student travel awards.
Thanks. My name is Beck Dalton, and I'm the co-chair of the Education and Outreach Committee. And this year, along with the NADP Foundation, which was started in 2019, we had the honor of funding student travel in the name of Dr. Alice Coling. And the purpose of this award is to support student travel to this meeting. We had wonderful members of the award selection committee, so I'd like to thank those involved. And all of our students will be giving an in-person presentation this week, so please be sure to check out their awards. And these are the names of the students who received the award and some of their photos. So I would like to take a moment to recognize these students. And if you're in the room, would you mind please standing up so we can recognize you? Congratulations. And please make sure you find me for your per diem form before the meeting ends. Thanks.
Thank you. I can turn it over to Jamie for a quick introduction to kick off the meeting.
Thank you and welcome everybody. It's really great to see everyone here. For those who don't know me, my name is Jamie Schauer. I am a faculty member at the University of Wisconsin, and I serve as the director for the Wisconsin State Laboratory of Hygiene, where NADP resides. It's really great. I think we have about 100 people registered here today and about 50 online, so it's great to see everyone. It's really great to be here in Duluth. You know, I think for those who don't know much about sort of the history of like environmental quality in Lake Superior, there's a tremendous history of things that really set the foundation for what we know about the idea about it, contaminants in the environment. So it really is kind of special to be at the shore here. I also, you know, it's always when we're at a meeting somewhere, it's always fun to see some of the historical things that maybe aren't related to the meeting. So I guess I hope everyone knows like this is the birthplace of Bob Dylan. So that's a good thing. And the other thing, which I think is if you don't, I'm curious, anybody know anything about Uncle Harvey's mausoleum? Does anybody see about that? So if you haven't, I would highly recommend to check that out. It's actually right on the shore behind us. So one last thing I just want to say, it really, I'm really happy to see about the Ellis Coling Awards that we have, and that has kind of come to fruition. It's something that we really, when it came to the University of Wisconsin, really wanted to make that happen. It has kind of a special connection to me because I actually went to high school with his daughter. So it's kind of funny that it's kind of a circle here. And so I think that's really great. And it's great to have the opportunity to have students talking about their research and things, how that relate to the future. So I think it's a great symposium. I think there's lots of great topics. It's a critical time for us to be talking about this. And I'm really happy to see everybody here. So thank you. And we can go ahead and get started.
Yeah, so I can turn it over to David Gay to give the state of the NADP, an overview of the program, where we are, where we're going. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Get to see some of the introductory slides. It is always wonderful to give this talk. My name is David Gay. I'm the coordinator for NADP. Wonderful to see all these faces here this morning up in Adam, right? For those of you that have been around for a while, you know me, I'm a glass half full kind of guy. And the best line I've heard this morning, the sun did come up and it was a beautiful morning. So welcome to the meeting. Great place to come. You are in Duluth, Minnesota. You're sitting right there in Canal Park if this is your first day here. And just like Jamie, well, there's the ship channel. You'll hear the ships coming and going. We are relative to the river and to Wisconsin. That's Wisconsin to the south. Airport's out there if you just came in last night. But I wanted to follow up what Jamie said. There's a whole city out there. And if you've never been to Duluth, Duluth is really a cool place. There is a tremendous amount of industry here. It is a really pretty town. We did some driving around on Saturday and Sunday, Jim and I. Just a lovely place. So get out and see something while you're here. It's, I don't know, how many people live here? 100,000, something like that. It's a pretty good sized place. So it's always a joy of mine to talk, to give this introductory talk. I've been part of NADP since 2003, so long I can hardly remember. I'm very happy to see all of the students here. You are the future of this organization. We hope you enjoy your stay here and come back. But we've been out this for 47 years, and not to get into the politics. So if you didn't like what happened last night, I get it. But we've survived this long. We will survive. 47 years is a tremendous track record. We know what we're doing, and we know what is needed. So we can move forward from here. Trent Wickman is going to give us a little sense of place in a minute, so I don't want to steal much of your thunder here, but I wanted to say, in particular, to speak real quickly about MN16, so-called Marcel Experimental Forest. It's probably, what, Trent, a couple of hours northwest? Hey, good morning, Randy. There's Mr. Marcel himself. I just wanted to point out, right after my 47-year slide, is that NTN site at Marcel, MN16, started on the 6th of July in 1978. And so if you go into the official records of NADP, they may argue that they're the first ones, but we've got them as third, but only third by 1 day. So basically, Marcel experimental station, which was started at the beginning of this network, is still going. And there's two of the guys that had something to do with that. And it's not just the NTN site. MDN Minnesota 16 started on the February the 27th of 1996. And in our records, they were the #1 site, and that site is still going, and they have never missed a year of funding. So a round of applause for MN16. Part of the reason why we're here this year. There you go. There you go. You're gonna stay the whole time, Randy? You guys are the scientists. Our job is to produce data that you guys use. The 2023 data is all on the web. The maps have been produced. The maps annual summary has been produced. You will find it on the web. For those of you that don't know, we don't print it anymore. It's all digital. So help yourself. And if you actually want to see it, go see Anita out front. There's a couple of copies out on the front table. Again, thank you to the students that have made your time to come in support of NADP and Dr. Cowling. We are happy to have you here. And we will continue this tradition as long as we're able to fund it. And so at least Jamie and our plan is to keep it going for a long time. Bring more students here, the next generation. So thank you again for coming. Real quickly, overall, how do I see the state of the network? I think the network, the program, as I refer to it, is in reasonably good shape. We could be better, but we could be a whole lot worse. I think financially in 2024, we ended up in the black, which I was a little nervous about over the years, as all the members of the program office back there will concede. And I think we will be in the black again. We don't have a lot of wiggle room, granted, but we're making it moving along. All the employee turnover that we had, that everybody has had in the States, all that seems to be done. We've got some good APHL fellows working for us that are really contributing to the program. We've got a lot of students working with us too, and we're making some good moves forward. There's stability in the NTN after 47 years. We've lost a few sites, but you know, a very small percentage of sites. So the NTN is strong. Our data review is getting faster. Over the last couple of years, we've been pretty slow in our data review, and some of you may have noticed, but now we've figured that out, and we're probably going to start producing data quicker than we have in the past. Much faster, I am hopeful. So you'll find data through June 24 and July for the networks. And for those of you that have been coming to the committee meetings, we have some cost savings trials going, 3 or 4 of those going on in the background, and hopefully we can make running your site cheaper so you'll stick around longer. Every organization has problems. As I point out here, money's a little tight, but we'll figure it out. We're smart people. We've had some loss on the mercury side of things, I'm sorry to say, to the mercury scientists, and we are concerned about the AMNet, keeping that going. So if you're interested in that data and you use it, you might want to get involved with what's going on. So I am very thankful that I don't have to give a COVID update. That was supposed to be a joke, sorry. That should say 191 articles published in 2023. Again, NADP is a research support project. Our job is to provide data that you use to publish journals, articles, and do reports. Last year, we counted 191, which is pretty impressive. And I always highlight our data went into 11 dissertations and 7 master's theses, and hopefully that number will grow. And in the annual summary, you can find a little bit more information about what those departments the students were in. So our data is getting used. I think I covered this pretty much. Our goal has always been to have data to you ready to use within 90 days of it getting collected. We think that in the next few months, we can actually get that closer to 60 and maybe even shorter term than that. So we're learning how to do it faster. People are demanding more data and faster. So that is going in the right direction. I think many of you have heard about the network of PFAS monitoring that we're doing in a pilot stage. That network is up and operating now. You will hear quite a bit of that kind of information here at the meeting. It is going to be run in a trial state for 1 more year, where we're measuring 33 PFAS compounds in precipitation at these sites located at the stars. That whole effort is moving forward, and there's a lot of excitement and interest in that information. I'm not 100% sure when that data will be released at this point, but ultimately you will begin to see that data flowing to the web too, if that's of interest to you. Just a few things, new things that we're talking about in the committee side. We've had 2 days of committee meetings. If you're new to NADP prior to this day, we're talking about a bag sampling routine for the MDN where we can actually do away with all the glassware and all the cleaning of the MDN and make it much less expensive to run MDN. We're doing a new field test that should say of alpha sampler for AMON, so maybe a switch to a new sampler that is easier and less expensive to use. We're doing some new field testing here pretty soon to look into measuring total nitrogen and total phosphorus. Many of the researchers have been talking about wanting that kind of information, and we think we can produce it at a reasonable cost. And we're also field testing some passive mercury samplers in a network fashion here starting pretty darn quick. And I think there's a lot of hope on the mercury side that we'll be able to run a passive mercury gaseous network soon. So that's coming along. For those of you that have been to the University of Wisconsin to see our operation, we're actually going to be moving buildings in the next 2 years. The goal is to have brand new, well, retrofitted space, but retrofitted completely as new lab space in about 2027. We will all be at the same location, which will be very helpful. And not that the governor of Wisconsin is here, but the state of Wisconsin is paying quite a bit of the bill to build this lab space. So in 2 years, I think we're going to have really excellent space, an improvement, and we'll all be in the same location, which will help. So come on down to the program office if you want to see the new space. We can take you around. I'm not sure how many of you have been waiting on the methyl mercury data. Some of you may want to use that in your research, but the methyl mercury in precipitation data, believe it or not, is about to be released. Many of you have been waiting for it forever, but it's right around the corner, and we will have released that data on the web for researchers to use. Melissa already covered this. If you have an interest in coming on the tour on Friday, there are still some seats left. You'll want to see me or Anita. Should be a fun time. I always enjoy the Friday tours, and the weather's going to be just gorgeous from Duluth. It's going to be 52, and the sun's going to be out still. So in closing, as I always like to say, I want to thank you all for coming. Makes the organization go. And if we can make anything with your meeting go better, please let me know. You'll find me floating around the back. You'll find Anita out front or any of the people that stood up. So don't hesitate to ask. And thank you all. I'll stop.